Coach Freidhof, I know you guys just had your traditional famous Daves when everyone's done at the state wrestling tournament. I'd imagine famous Daves is awesome all the time, but it's even more awesome when you got a place winner.
It is nice, and it's one of those places where we can kind of, unwind. All the weigh-ins are done, all the matches are done, and the kids can kind of let their hair down a little bit. And we didn't necessarily finish the last match the way that we'd hoped for, although, Phil battled, like he's done all year long. Competed till the very end there, was wrestling a top-level opponent. We were scoring points against him. We just couple situations we didn't come on top. But we told him, hey, let's get cleaned up a little bit. Let's go out to eat and start to realize all the great things we've done. And, you can't say enough about the tournament you had. Great for our program to kind of get us out of that medal drought. And to be a top 4 guy in the state of Iowa is tremendous. And we actually think this is just a stepping stone for him. We're excited about the fact that he's going to go on and continue to wrestle in college. And I think he's just hitting the early phases of how strong he's going to get. Just starting to learn some things that he does really well technically. And very excited for Coach Score and Coach Grimm to get a hold of him and really do some great things. And the big thing with this tournament, it comes down here and we place top 4. And, we got 2 falls. And get 2 falls at the state tournament in Iowa is a tough thing to do, and it shows really what kind of competitor he is.
How much better did Philip get from last year to this year, and in what ways did he get better?
Well, we've been asking, a lot of questions as coaches. We have our ideas, but I think 2 components stand out. He got a lot stronger physically. We have to give a lot of thanks to Coach Tungan and all the stuff that he does with our strength and conditioning program. And Philip had been in his strength class, and even Coach Tungan at the beginning of the year said there was a significant difference in the physicalness, the strength that Philip was bringing to the mat this year, and we saw that all year long. I mean, I think you saw that with the strength he had in his consolation semifinal match where he put those double arm bars in and basically just muscled the guy over. And then we've had some conversations with him because his coaches were always looking for ways to improve the program, pass on good knowledge to our next generation of wrestlers, and he just said that he really bought into the time that he had sacrificed and the work he put in, and he just mentally felt stronger this year. And I think we saw that all throughout the season and throughout the tournament this week.
And as for the program itself, you got a state place winner this year. You got another state qualifier coming back in the room, another kid that was a whisker away as a freshman, and some good kids coming up. What's it going to take to not have one man but multiple place winners?
Well, I think it's just like we always do, and we've had Phil for the last couple of years, and both him and Andy are leaving our program as great senior leaders, and they know their job is to go back when we get home next week and we start classes back up to make sure they have conversations with their teammates, make sure they have conversation with those younger wrestlers that look up to them about it is worth it. We do always have conversations with our wrestlers down here, even if it doesn't go well for them, and like Kaiser and Andy, we go 0-2 the first day. Is it worth it, all the sweat and the tears to make it down here? And both of them will tell you, and I think you could interview them, that yes, it is worth it. It's a very unique experience. You look at a kid like Lil Graven, who's excelled in multiple sports, a fabulous multi-sport athlete for Decorah, and he will tell you the state wrestling tournament is a different experience than state football playoffs or state track, and that's not to take anything away from those, but it is a unique experience. But then I think a big part of it too is, we finished the season, and Andy and Philip were the only 2 seniors we wrestled at sectionals. We got to use that in our favor and build off that, and it probably means, maybe take about a week rest here, and then some guys got to get serious about goals and already start getting in the weight room, getting into their spring sports, and make sure that we make commitments for what we're going to do in the spring and the summer.
All right, Coach, Grand March starts in a few minutes. First time in 5 years, you got some red and blue to watch in that Grand March. It's going to be a really cool thing. Congrats on a good finish to a good wrestling campaign.
Yep, and Darren, we just want to thank all our fans and supporters that are there all season long. We know they're going to be there come next year again. We'd love to see the blue and red down here in Des Moines. And thank you and everybody else for all the great coverage you guys have provided us all year long.